How do you get shot and killed over French fries? I have no idea. So on January 28th of 2025, 911 received a call of somebody that had been shot in the head on the 9500 block of Jeremiah Drive. This is the apartment complex. So we're looking for Jeremiah Drive. Call came in around 6:30 p.m. and when they arrived, they found one 19-year-old Jarvis Davis suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. They took him to the hospital and he sadly died a few hours later. Now, they started looking for the person responsible for the shooting, and they just found him like a couple days ago. His name is LaMarcus Darden, 19 years of age, and it happened in one of these buildings right here. So why did he get shot and killed? Over French fries. Apparently he didn't want to share his French fries with his friend. This was one friend shooting and killing his own friend, own homeboy, over French fries from Wingstop. And I'm not sure which building it happened under, but it was one of these buildings right here. There's really not much to the story. LaMarcus was on the run for about maybe a week or so. 19 years old, being charged with murder. And according to the eyewitnesses, they just, he asked him for some French fries and he said no. And then they just kind of started arguing back and forth. And supposedly LaMarcus pulls out a gun and shoots and kills his own friend. I wanted to come here, of course, to talk about the story and also to see what kind of area this is. So I like going to apartment complexes that, especially when they're ghetto, kind of like this one. You can always tell an apartment complex is ghetto just by looking at the trash area. So you got this right here, just a dirty trash area. Got a pit bull being walked. That's another sign of a not so nice area. I know I'm racist when it comes to pit bulls. I just don't like them. Another trash area, just someone just throws the trash on the ground. They don't care. More trash behind. They don't care. Nobody really cares around here. This is the pool area right here. Nobody in the pool right now. It's not very warm outside. The pool looks relatively clean, so that's a plus. Not too much trash. I mean, this area looks pretty clean. Got a couple of guys behind me smoking weed. By the way, shout out to the man with the Pontiac Crossfire. Cool little car, I like it. So, you got a 19-year-old kid who's in jail right now, Tarrant County Jail. I don't know what his bail is. I'll put it on the screen if I remember to go on the website and find out. Oh, we got a stop sign down. Stop sign down. I need a medic. Man. This apartment complex, I don't know. From afar, it looked nice, but as I got closer, I swear every time I just always check the garbage area. If I were moving into an apartment, that's the first thing I always look at is what's the garbage area look like, because that kind of tells you the kind of people that live in this complex. So, anyways, yeah, that guy. Mr. Darden, 19 years old, he's gonna be doing quite a bit of time in prison. Even if he gets a lawyer and somehow pleads it down to manslaughter, he's still gonna be doing about 15 or, thanks for not running me over, sir, 15 or 20 years. So. Oh, wow. On to the next story.
Okay. I must say, this is exactly the neighborhood that I think where a story like this would happen looks like. So we're right across the street from Crowley High School there. And I would say this neighborhood looks a little bit dicey, as I like to say, a little bit dicey. Okay, we're gonna be walking up to 1213 Celeste. And we have yet another story of somebody getting killed over something very, very stupid. So this story occurs on August 18th of 2024. So there's a couple of dudes playing video games. Now, I don't know what game they're playing, but it's getting hot and heavy. And according to an eyewitness in this story, 35-year-old Devin Jones and 16-year-old Tavion Swindle, they're playing a game and, they're, talking back and forth. I guess you call it smack talking is what they described it online, about who's better in the game than the other person. And they're going back and forth. Now, sometimes you can talk and just, like, I could beat your butt and this and that and whatever. And sometimes, you gotta know when to kind of like calm down. So Devin and Travion, they're playing this game, whatever game it is, and they're just kind of jawing back and forth. Oh, I'm gonna beat your you-know-what. I'm gonna beat your know-what, blah, blah, blah. Well, things got a little bit too heated, and Devin basically tells him in so many words, little boy, you ain't beating anybody's you-know-what. And Travion, feeling himself, maybe he's very good at the game. Maybe he's very popular at the game, And he responds back, and they start jawing back and forth. Things get a little bit heated. And Devin pulls out a gun and he points it to the chest of Travion and pulls the trigger. Immediately, Travion falls to the ground. Now, 911 is called, but before it's called, Devin tells the witness to the crime, hey, can you kind of just wait a moment while I get a chance to flee? So he takes off in his Lincoln Town Car, which is a pretty unusual car nowadays. And it would be easy for the police department to find this guy, because they would later on find him, I think that same day. He was tracked down via his social media pages. He did call the person that was at the house and he said, hey, I'm calling from another phone because, I'm in a lot of trouble. Well, they took Travion to the hospital and he sadly died. So Devin is now in a lot of trouble. So they catch Devin and they book him into the Tarrant County Jail for murder. Now, I just looked up the jail roster. I don't see him in there. So he's bailed out. So the murder happened right here in this house where that red pickup truck is with the 20-inch rims. By the way, who the hell still drives around with 20-inch rims? Yeah, we got a car leaking oil right here. So, but yeah, I mean, not a bad looking house. I guess the neighborhood looks a little bit nicer right here as I'm walking down the street. It just, it looked a little bit dicey in the corner. So right now, it looks like Devin is out of jail. He's probably home right now playing Madden or whatever game they're fighting over. So his bail was $260,000. So he posts bail, and just me, listen, a kid was killed, and I'm sure this guy did not mean to kill him, because from what I was reading online, he was like pointing the gun and he had his finger on the trigger. So I think what happened, and I'm just guessing, I'm not a freaking lawyer, but what I'm guessing is that like when he was like, pushing the gun barrel into his chest, that he accidentally pushed his finger into the trigger and killed him. That's my guess. I mean, there's been a couple murders involving people playing video games. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be doing another one here momentarily. And man, you know, when you're online playing video games, and a lot of people playing video games online, you know, a lot of them don't really have much of a social life. I don't have much of a social life either, but we all put our passions into different projects. And man, when you're playing video games, you know, and people are saying like, F you, F you, F your dad, F your mom, you know, they're doing all of this and that. Man, it gets really, really heated. So, you know, a 16-year-old kid, you know, high school, played football. I forgot what school he went to. He didn't go to this school right here. He went to another school, but now a family has to bury their kid, you know, over video games. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this case. By the time it's resolved, I'm gonna be long gone out of Texas, but might come back and do an update video. So I don't know I can't guess how many years this Stephen Jones guy's gonna do. You know, I don't think he should spend the rest of his life in prison. As long as I think how it happened. If he meant to kill him, that's another story.